Hey guys, Red Pill Revolution here. Alright, Alex Jones. It's time to, I can't bite my tongue anymore on this. Gotta point something out here. As someone who doesn't follow, who doesn't really listen to Alex Jones anymore, I do follow him, keep up with him, because I believe we should keep up with everyone, see what they're up to, analyze everyone, you know. Listen to all, follow none. That's what we really should be doing, and we need to analyze everyone, because unfortunately the bottom line is the truth movement, the so-called truth movement, the awareness movement, liberty movement, whatever you want to call it, all of the above. Unfortunately, it has been infiltrated. You know, that's just the bottom line. It has been infiltrated. It is big business now. The alternative media has completely destroyed the mainstream media. Everyone is looking, everyone is clamoring for truth right now and for real information online. The information revolution online is happening. The problem is, is that there are two categories now. There's a mainstream alternative media, and there's a alternative underground media. Okay, that's how I look at it. Now, so with that comes a lot of sellouts, okay? And right now there's a lot of sellouts, fakes, and just people who are not genuine anymore. We have to come to grips with this. This is the reality. So I mean, it's become much more complex. You got people waking up left and right looking for information online. Who's real? Who's not? Who's putting out real information? And who's fear mongering? Who's putting out sensationalistic titles and information? There's a lot, and people are new to this. I mean, it's overwhelming. They're not going to know all these intricacies and complexities. So it's just really sad, because all these people who are discovering this information, who are new to this whole thing, are being referred to straight away to Alex Jones, you know. And there's so many other people out there doing great work who are under the radar and who should be promoted. So the main point is, let's just use your instincts, guys. Use your instincts. Use your discernment. I mean, pay attention to these figures. Pay attention to how they talk. Pay attention to their mannerisms. You know, what they're saying, how they're saying it, their facial expressions. You know, it takes a while to be able to tell who's real and who's not. It does take time. You know, people who are trained, basically you have to be trained in this. It takes time. But for those of us who know, like myself, I've been in this a long time. I can kind of tell who's being real or not, and not just by their behavior, but also by what they're not saying, and you know, just pattern recognition now. You know, there's patterns that kind of reveal to you who's real and who's not. Okay, and it takes time. But for those of us who already know, let's get the word out. Let people know, listen, there's a lot of figures who are trying to just make a buck, who or they're being paid by the government or whatever. But there's real people and there's fakes, okay? And in my opinion, Alex Jones falls under the fake category now. You know, whether he's a sellout, paid government person, controlled opposition, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's fake, and all he cares about is his empire. Okay? That's it. So, okay, on to the video. So if you still think that Alex Jones isn't a fake, and that he's not misleading you, what I'm about to show you should prove to you otherwise. Okay, in my subscription feed, I see this little video pop up. Alex weeps for America. You know, already I'm laughing, and then I look at the thumbnail, and even the thumbnail, I laugh again, and because you see his stupid little facial expression. He's making his stupid little face. I mean, already the video is just ridiculous. I don't even have to watch it. I just know it's completely fake. I know I was in for a treat. I watch it, and I mean, my goodness, man. Is anybody buying this guy? I mean, how can anybody put up with this guy after putting on a show like this? I mean, that is absolutely insane. I mean, Alex weeps for America, and he puts on this little acting show a la Robbie Parker, Gene Rosen, all those fuckers. He needs to just add them to the list. I mean, absolutely insane. Are you kidding me? He's an actor. I mean, that's what he does. He plays his role here, and he does it good. But this is just pathetic. Like when he fake cries like this, and I mean, just give me a break. This guy is as fake as they come. He's no more. You want to talk about actors? He's Sandy Hook, you know, Navy, all these hoaxes. You know, you want to talk about all these actors being used? Alex Jones is the biggest actor of them all. The biggest one of them all. He's the biggest fake. If you can't see that from this video alone, and from what I'm about to show you, I mean, then there's no helping. So that's it. Take care, guys. Enjoy the show.
And it's not some good feeling being right. It's not some good feeling knowing that my worst projections are accurate. It's horrible. It's like when you learn your grandpa's got bone cancer. You know, it's exactly what this feels like, but beyond it. Our country is dying right now.
His face was frozen in fear.
Her face was frozen. It was frozen in fear.
Her face looked frozen.
Her face looked frozen. Her face was frozen in fear.
It's horrible.
She was such an attractive woman, but her face was frozen in fear.
Her face looked like it was stone.
Here, she looked like stone.
It looked like stone. The children were so frightened. I didn't know why they were on my lawn. I didn't know how they got there. They were sitting there. They were sitting there. I had no idea why they were there.
It's horrible.
And then so I looked at her, and her finger was torn off, basically. It was a really bad manicure. Let's say that.
Nigga, please.
The back of her head was scraped off. And I just looked at her, and I told her I've gotten a bigger scrape from playing hockey.
It's horrible.
And Sylvia Fraser I work with every day, and that's the person that
And the Oscar goes
I'm
to...
sad about. She was the nicest person in the world.
It's exactly what this feels like, but beyond it.
She was the nicest person in the world.
It's horrible.
These children were there. I had no idea. I had no idea what happened. I had no idea what it was. I couldn't believe what they were talking about because I had no knowledge. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't take that in. I had no idea what had happened. I could not believe it. I could not take that in. I could not take that in.
It's horrible.
My daughter Emily would be one of the first ones to be standing and giving her love and support to all those victims. Because that's the type of person that she is.
She was the nicest person in the world.
To feel what the children are feeling. God almighty.
And the Oscar goes to...
Oh, we gotta get good people to stand up against these people. The genetic encoding recordings that are in the DNA from our ancestors. And the chills I feel when I talk about this is losing all of that information.
She would be one of the first ones to offer her to go. Come on, man, who's writing your stuff?
You know, I got lucky. It was my birthday, and I consider myself the second luckiest person on that day.
Wowzers!
And the Oscar goes to...
Sad about
all of that information.
They were sitting there. They were sitting there.
It's horrible.